Hello everyone and welcome back to Satisfactory. Today we are going to get into researching some advanced steel technology, build some steel components, and of course automate everything else. Welcome back. So we left off last time by getting some steel ingots into our factory and of course actually making steel ingots in the first place, running them over here, and now we are making the advanced frame dealios, versatile framework, which is going to our space elevator. We are making about 4 of these a minute, and we need about 1,000, so of course that is going to take quite a long time. So we have a lot of time to kill. And the first thing that we're probably going to do is get some steel research, because I do know that in tier 4 over here we have advanced steel production, which this unlocks the next tier of miner, which is going to be very, very good. We have encased beams, stator, static part of a motor, motors, and automatic wiring. And we do need automatic wiring for our space elevator, so this is probably the thing we're going to start researching first. But as you can see down here, this does require, I think these are steel pipes. Yep, steel pipes. Now, our steel currently is all getting consumed by our versatile framework factory. This will not be the case shortly though, because this thing takes 2.5 modular frames per minute and we are only making 2, but we do have a big backlog. So once the backlog is done, we will start filling up with steel in here, and we can move this over to the other factories to make steel rods, steel pipes, steel basically everything. So until we've reached that point, I think the best thing to do is automate some things that I still don't have yet. Last time we did get all this copper set up. Now we have cables, wires, and foil. We currently are producing... We're not making modular frames anymore because they're all going into the versatile framework. We are still producing rods. I know this much because we have a whole bunch here. I believe we are still producing reinforced plates, albeit slowly. And the one that we aren't making anymore, which I honestly don't even know where my storage container is for them, is rotors. We are no longer actively making rotors. They are all going into one of our factories to produce, I believe that would be the smart plates. So I think the first order of business is let's just go find a small iron vein or two and just make rotors. We need some anyway, so let's just do it. Now, I vaguely remember there being some up this way. I think there was 2 impures. So let's just head that way and see what happens. Yes, there it is. Okay, here we go. There's our, I think there's 2 of them over here, right? Yes, that is the case, and these 2 are impure. Indeed, they are, which with our normal miner will get us enough to make exactly 4 times 2, so 8 rotors per second. That's pretty good. Let's go with that. Now, I guess the real question is, did I bring enough resources over here to actually do this? And also, maybe we want to go with Miner Mark II. That would make a lot. Wait, 120. I think those things make 120 by default, no? Okay, default is 60, so it doubles. So that means it would be making 60 times 2, which should be a lot more rotors, but also require a lot more power. Okay, another thing to think about. Conveyor Mark II can only do 120, and if we have a pure vein over there, that's going to be 240 out of the drill. I'm talking about coal, by the way. Assuming we're going to need a lot more power, obviously, and we don't really have any other way to get it, we're going to have to expand our coal infrastructure, and I'm pretty sure that one little coal vein, we won't be able to get all of it out because the conveyor isn't fast enough. So let me go over here to research and just check when we actually can get an upgrade to those. Maybe we can get the next conveyors already. Also, we could get blueprints. I would assume this is nice, but I'm too lazy to deal with that. Ah, yes, we do. Mark III conveyors. We just need the steel beams and the steel pipes, but of course we don't really have a great source of steel right now because it's all getting consumed, as I said. What I think I'll do is I will set up the factory to be able to make more rotors, and then once we get the next tier of miner, I'll just swap them out, and it should, if I build this right, already be prepared to make the 16 per minute. Guess we'll find out though, and we're probably gonna need a bigger platform if I'm going to make it do that. Okay, let's get to building. I know for rotors, actually I don't know for rotors. What do you had need for these? Okay, maybe I'm going insane here, but I might have done the rotor math wrong. Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta go figure this out. I don't think I did it right. I don't think we're making 4 rotors a minute right now. I think we're making way less. Yeah, okay, I did do it wrong. Yeah, we're not making 4 rotors a minute. We're making less than that. Okay, interesting. So this is a really nasty ratio then. 12.5 iron per minute makes 50 screws, which times 2, that would be 100. That is exactly how many we need over here. We also need 20 iron ingots into rods. So it's actually 45 iron per minute to make 4 rotors a second. So, theoretically, if I were to put both of the drills down, we would be making 60, which is not a perfect ratio at all, and we would be wasting stuff. So I think what the best order of business is going to be is build for 90. That's what we are going to assume to be the case, because once we get our second Mark II drill, we can swap one of them out, and that'll be making 60-30, and that would be a total of 90, which then can go into here and make 8 rotors. Okay, yep, I did the rotor math wrong. I'm an idiot. Everything is fine. Okay, let's build this thing. Now, another little annoying thing is it's a 50-40 split, so I feel like we should just prioritize the screws. Oh, 200 screws a minute? Our conveyors can't handle that yet. We can only do 120. Oof. Ooh, nasty. Okay, well, you know what? I'm sure I'll figure it out. All right, got the screw part done. Now, don't look too close because it's a little weird. So basically those two making 60 get split off evenly into each of those. And then this part is going to be split a little differently. And the overflow theoretically should end up going into here. And then that will go into the rod factory. Now, of course, we need to figure out how many rods we actually need. We're making 4 per minute, so that's 20. So we need... Nope, this is 2. We're making 8 per minute, so that's 40. So we need to make 40 rods somehow. So how many rods can you make in a minute? 15. So we need 3 assemblers for rods. That's actually somewhat manageable. Oh, and also these assembler... I'm going to move these. This is horrific because we're going to need 2 advanced conveyors for this. That's going to take a lot of reinforced plates. I'm sure that's going to be fine, but we're going to have 2 different lines, which is actually fine because we're going to have to do that anyway to get the rotors going on 2 separate constructors. So that's not the end of the world. Okay. All right, well, we call this one the I don't know what I'm doing special. And yeah, don't look too close because it's kind of ugly. Anyways, I'm basically just sending the rods up and around and splitting them even into here. And of course, we've got everything programmed to make theoretically 8 rotors per minute. That will be horrifically inefficient in the beginning because we do not have the correct amount of iron ore. Which, speaking of which, we probably should plug in. All right, there we go. Now, theoretically, once we actually get everything plugged in, I still am yet to do that, this should be a pretty solid, not 8 rotors per minute just yet. All right, now, the real question is, will this completely shut down my entire grid? Because I am now using a lot of things that take power. All right, and it looks like we should be getting our first batches of iron in right now. Now, another thing that I could do, depending on how much power we have, which I can check right here, max consumption is 540, and we make... 600. That's including the biogenerators, by the way. So we are currently consuming basically all of the coal at the moment, so that's not super great. But what I could do is I could overclock one of these to 200%, which would then simulate us getting the full 90 per minute that we will be getting. But this takes 12.5 megawatts, so that's kind of rough. So let's not do that. Let's instead bring that down to 60, and it'll just be a little inefficient on rotor production in the beginning. I also probably should get a storage container over here. And there we go. That'll be rotor storage when we inevitably end up getting some rotors. Now, I guess the real question is how long is this going to take? Probably quite a while, but that's okay. Looks like we got some screws coming in already. And there's some screws going into the other side. I think we will be good to go. Of course, once I actually plug it in. Good thing I stayed over here and looked, because I would have just left. There we go. All right, now we should start getting some rotors. At least we'll have a little bit so I can actually build more things. Because, yeah, I only had the 19 now in my inventory. Once I ran out of that, it was basically over. Okay, so rotors are good to go. We are going to have to wait for 200. And we also need to grab 100 modular frames. We're kind of using all of them. So let me go see if I can steal 100 off the line before it consumes them all. We might be too late. Oh, no, we're not. Whew. Who also haven't checked on concrete in a while. Since we upgraded it last episode, let's take a look. We are hopefully doing quite well. Oh, that we are. So now the next question is, how long is it going to take for the rotors? Because it's going to be a while. So maybe I do want to do that overclock just to speed it up in the beginning. You know what? Let's just do it. Whatever. If we run out of power, we run out of power. We're going to have to upgrade that anyways. And unfortunately, I did not see any more water pipes on the horizon for upgrading. Do these even have an upgrade? Pipeline Mark 1. So yes, they do. But I did not see a pipeline upgrade in any of the research we have. So I think we're going to have to run another water pipe. That's all my power shards gone. Oof. So we may have to go slug hunting a little bit. Okay, anyways, so we should be making rotors, and we already have 7 in there. So it shouldn't take super long until we get more. And I think the next order of business is let's figure out how you make those steel pipes. I would assume that I can craft them manually, so let me go look. I probably won't. Well, okay, I say that I probably won't end up making them manually. I probably will, let's be honest here. I've been crafting a lot of stuff by hand. Steel pipes, 3 to 2, so we need 100, so we just need 150 steel ingots, seriously? Okay, yeah, I'm totally crafting that by hand. Are you kidding me? We had extra steel in there because I plugged in the steel ingots into the storage before I plugged in the versatile frames, so we did had a little bit extra, and it only takes 3 hits to build these. This won't even take that long. Now, will I need more of these in the future? Absolutely. For now, though, whatever. 100 steel pipes. Right there. And now we're just waiting for rotors for our research. So I think that means it is time to either upgrade an automation somewhere or go power slug hunting. And truthfully, I think we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone if I just go over and upgrade my water pump. So let's go find another power slug. I'm eyeing up that one right there. Oh, wait a minute, we can make a gas mask now, can't we? It was in the mycelia research, so we just need 50 steel pipes, 10 coal, I believe, and that's 50 cloth? Cloth? How do you make the cloth? I think I can do that, right? Fabric, there we go. I just need mycelia and biomass. I should have that. And also, you could turn mycelia into biomass, but I don't need to do that, so let's just make our 50 fabric for that research. We should have some coal on hand as like a backup research thingy. And there is our gas mask research. Boom.
Research completed. Gas mask and filter unlocked. Mycelia fabric is highly absorbent, making it more effective at toxic gas filtration than the standard issue Pioneer helmet. A pleasant pine scent is included. Gas filters require regular replacement for optimal safety.
Okay, so that's fine. I don't think I'm going to need too many filters, but I am going to need, let's see. Let's just make 1 filter for now. I don't think we'll need more than that. 15 steel ingots to pipes, a little bit more sheets. I can just go grab that out of my factory, and 50 more cloth. Ooh, do we even have enough mycelia for that? No, we don't. So we're going to have to go back to the cave or potentially find another one. Alright, resources acquired. Let's make our gas mask. And apparently I did not get everything we need for the filter. It's probably because I just don't have, coal in my inventory, which I assume is a stand-in for some kind of carbon filter. That makes sense. Alright, so I ended up with 2 filters because I had enough mycelia for it. So, yep, that'll do just fine. Okay, so now I would assume we put this on our face here. Yep, and where do these go? We don't know how these work. So I guess we'll just keep it in our inventory. And if we suffocate in the gas area, then it doesn't work. Oh, and there's the timer. Okay, so that thing is pretty quick. So let's try to get in and out of there as soon as we can, as to not waste a bunch of those, because they are a little expensive. There we go. All right. Go, 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 go. Speedrun as fast as you can. Grab the slug. And get me out of here. All right. All right, slug acquired. Very nice. Let's go ahead and turn this into a power shard, and then we can go overclock the pump, see how much power it takes, see how much extra water we get out of it. Maybe we can end up with 2 more coal generators, so then we will have 750 watts. Or we decide to run another pipe, and we'll just see what happens, honestly. If we can overclock 1 pump to fill up an entire pipe, that would be ideal, but I don't think we're going to be able to get to that point. Worth a shot, though. Let's see what can happen. 1 water pump takes 20 megawatts to make 120 cubic meters a minute. So what if we took it up to 150? 26.9, and then we would do 2 of them per pipe. Ooh, how much would it take to get to... Okay, so yeah, we would need... That's 50 megawatts. Let's not do that. Oh, and I can underclock too. Oh, wait a minute. So what if we just put it at 101? That would save us a bunch of power. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put these all at 101, because we only need 300, so there's no point in having the extras there, right? There we go. Okay, and that takes way less power. We have a lot more water over here than I thought. Maybe I should rework this entire lake here. I bet we could fit... Well, no, I really could just fit, like, so many more of these. Again, we don't really have the coal output just yet. We're going to need to get Mark III conveyors if we want to use the Mark II drill, but... Ooh, very tempting, though, because we do have the water for it. We were going to have to run another pipe, but let's be honest, we were kind of going to have to do that anyways. Ooh, very tempting, very tempting. All right, well, let me go see how many rotors we have, and depending on that, we will either make a new pipe or not. But also keeping in mind that the new pumps that we would have to install will also require... Okay, 35? This thing is horrific. It's probably because it needs to backfill. Oh, that's interesting. What's going on here? Something ain't right here, and I don't know what it is. That's what it was. Turns out if you plug it in correctly, then it'll actually merge the lines together. We were only doing 1 thing worth of rods, and that's why it was so slow. Okay, whatever. You know what? I'm just going to use the 30 rotors, and we're going to go get another pipe and bring that out to the coal area. Obviously, we won't be able to add more generators yet, but we will in the future. All right, well, there's 3 more pumps. Now, there's stupid rock right there decided that I would have to move the pump, which, you know, is just fantastic. But, oh, what are you going to do, I suppose? All right, let's set these all to 101. Save on some power, of course. And then we can get these all hooked up, plugged in, and sent over next to this pipe. Now, I'm pretty sure I set the pipes to be a different color, did I? I did. I set them to be blue because blue is for water. So I'm also going to go paint the other pipe blue while I'm dragging it over to the power production area. Okay, so now I'm going to do something a little unorthodox here. These technically are clipping into each other, but I'm just going to stack the pipes on top of each other because, I mean, that kind of looks nice. It also saves me a lot of space, so that's kind of why I'm doing it. And also, it doesn't look like it's clipping on when I actually place it correctly, so I'm happy with that. Okay, also let me figure out how to get on top of the pipes so I can actually get them in a good position. Why are the pipes just so tall enough that you can't stand on them is beyond me. Alright, so I'm gonna bring this one to here, and then we'll figure out what to do with it. Now, I don't know if I want to expand the power plant that way or up, because that is an option. We will just have to go above the smokestacks, and it may get a little smoggy down there, but we could make it go all the way up, which might be kind of cool, you know? We just have a bunch of stacked coal generators, but also we don't have the uplift for that, so maybe we don't do that. And also, maybe I just want to run the pipe vertically along the entire way now that I'm looking at it. Oh, okay, I'll do it. Right now, let's figure out how we're going to deal with this. Also, distribution, that is also a concern because you can only do so much coal, right? So I'm pretty sure right now this is all Mark II conveyors, which can do 120, which could supply 8 of these. We're only doing 6 at the moment because that's the only amount of water we have. But if we get Mark III conveyors, and assuming they're not unholy expensive, I could just add more that way. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. But let's go deal with this pipe situation here. How long has that been down there? I'll get that after I get the pipes done. Speaking of the pipes, we're almost there. Alright, there we go. We got that pipe. Let's get this plugged in. Now, did I do this properly or not? No, of course not. Why would I do anything correct? There's got to be better power poles, right? Surely. I need them, whatever they are. Alright, will this shut off my grid? Because there's a whole bunch of extra water pipes running. Probably. No, wow, we're somehow... No, we are totally eating into our biofuel reserves right now. Yeesh. Okay, well, hopefully our rotors are coming along nicely. Let's go check on them. They're right over here. Nope, nope, nope. Let's go grab the Mercer Sphere, even though I still don't know what to do with them. And the real question is, can I jump through this? Oh my god, I'm the best.
The effigies ripples through our temples, our veins nearly touch. He is shy. Notes shall be taken and played.
From a certain perspective, your brain looks like it is processing language, but there is no auditory data. If you are hearing voices that are not mine, this is no cause for concern. It is a common side effect of extreme pressure and stress.
I'm sure that's completely fine and there's nothing to worry about. Okay, well anyways, how many rotors do you think we have? I'm guessing 64. Oh, never mind. We are 50 out. Okay, so there is not a whole lot left to make, so I think it's time to go a direction I haven't been yet and just look for things. How far have we gone this way? Not very, so let's go up the ramp that way. Maybe we'll find some more power slugs, maybe we'll find something else cool, maybe we'll find some Caterium. You know, I could just like... I'm pretty sure there's some out this way anyways, right? Or maybe it was that way. I don't remember. $981 meters that way and 1,000 meters that way. Really? There? That's right next to my coal. Okay, you know what? We'll go to there after we go back to our coal power plant to get it upgraded. I hope you know what? Let me put a mark on the map here so I remember that. I would assume the radiation symbol is going to be for radiation-related things like nuclear reactors. I have a feeling those are in this game. But for now, it will be, hey, you need to go here, stupid. Ooh, also, we've got some more bauxite. And I did see something over here. Oh, my god. Wait, I thought you were only in caves. What are you doing out here? Oh, there's probably a cave right there. Yeah, that would explain that. Okay, never mind. Well, let's go in the cave then. Also, let me grab this Caterium. Yep, I'm not blind. I did see this. All right, let's take a look. What's in this cave here? Ooh, power slug. Don't mind if I do. And some quartz. Anything else, or is that it? That looks to be it. Well, it was worth it. Also, there is a new biome up there. I don't think I'm going to go over there just yet. Mostly because that ominous looking spiky thing over there. So we're just going to ignore that. We're going to go this way instead. Got some sulfur on this one. Oh, I did find that sulfur node. Maybe I should go start mining that and just keeping it. Although I don't really know what it's useful for right now. I haven't needed it yet. I mean, gunpowder would be nice. But could just make some of that by hand. I would assume I don't need a whole lot of it. It might just be for like firearms and weapons and things, which I don't know. I kind of like the Xeno Basher at the moment, so we'll hold out on that. A lot of bauxite though. Oh, we got a limestone vein right here. Pure. Whoa. Okay, let's mark that. How much would that give? Like, holy, that is like Concrete Factory Supreme right there. Also, I'm going to assume there's another use for limestone, considering there's so much of it, and the only current use is concrete. Either that or we need a stupid amount of concrete, which also could be the case. Alright, well, we probably have enough rotors by now, so I guess we can go back and get that. Although, maybe I'll just go down here and just... Ooh, hello, another limestone vein down here. Impure. Okay, well, I'll mark it, but... Alright, let's not go that way just yet. Just check under this cliff here, and then we should have enough rotors. Nope, looks like nothing. Alright. Oh, you're the ones making that noise. I was wondering what that noise was this whole time. Oh my god. Oh, and it also looks like our copper wire factory is turned off because we probably are maxed out on copper wires, so solid stuff. Alright, there we go, and let's go ahead and put in our rotors and get advanced steel production.
Milestone reached. The Miner Mark II allows extraction of resources from nature to fix it at twice the speed of the Mark I model. Miners can be directly upgraded to Mark II without removing the Mark I model, just like conveyor belts and other upgradable infrastructure.
What?
Unfortunately, setting up the production of advanced steel parts and project part number 3, automated wiring, will not be as easy. Every moment you delay reduces the chances of saving humanity. I will not show you the predictions, it would only demotivate you.
Oh, thanks for that one. Also, you can just upgrade these. I didn't know you could do this. How do you do this? So what happens if I just like conveyor belt marked? What? I didn't even know. Okay. I didn't even know you could do that. Can you downgrade? Yep. Crazy work. So we did get a whole bunch of things there. I don't even remember what they all are, so I'm going to go look. Miner Mark II, so let's check that first. That just takes, yes, encased steel beams and steel pipes, which we do have to make. I would assume that I can't make the encased steel beams by hand. Yeah, that looks to be the case. No, I can. They're right here. What does it take? There we go. Concrete. A lot of concrete and steel beams. And that's 4-to-1 on the steel beams, so that's kind of rough. So that actually takes 60 steel a minute for 15 steel beams? God, okay, we need to find another place to make steel, because I don't think our little 120 per second is going to cut it. Although we did just get a Mark II miner. Okay. Unfortunately, we still can't use them because pure veins are still quite large, so we're going to need to get Logistics Mark III first. Stackable pipeline support. Are you... Well, it's like I needed that. Right, like, oh, I just... It's fine. Let's do this next. We also get an industrial storage container, 2 conveyor belt input ports, and 2 outputs. Oh, that's neat. Okay. We also get our Mark III 270 resources a minute, and the lift. Let's start that. Now, 200 steel pipes, 400 reinforced plates. Yeesh, that's kind of a lot. Eventually, we'll also have to upgrade this, but I am way too lazy to deal with that right now. Do we have 400 plates? Yes, we actually do. That's a miracle. Okay, well, I'm going to go put those in right now. And have we reached the point? We are very close. Look at that. We have almost burned through all of our modular frames, which means we almost will be getting a backfill of steel ingots. I'm just going to take those 200 and see what we can do with them. I would assume I do not have enough to make 200 steel beams. Guarantee I don't have enough for that because I believe it is 4-to-1. Yep, it is. So we can make a quarter. And we can't even make all the steel pipes either. Well, that's too bad. I'm kind of just waiting for steel, and I don't think there's any more coal in the area. I guess I could go scan real quick, but I'm pretty sure I've used both veins that I know about, minus the one that's like 2,000 meters out. And yeah, there you go. There's like a 1,500 meter one over there. Yeah, that's kind of a lot. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Maybe I do go over there. Normal. There's 4 normal coal veins over there. That might be worth exploring. You know what? Before we do that, though, I do have one last thing that I know I can do, and that's go find that Caterium vein. Ooh, there's copper down here. This might be nice. Impure. 2 impure copper, which, I mean, that's not horrible. Yoink. Okay, where's this Caterium? I know it's around here. Surely it's not on that little outcrop rock, right? No way. That, oh, it's under something? Bruh. Also, I don't want to fall down there. It's pure, and I can't put a miner on it because of this rock, probably. Invalid placement, yep, so I'm going to have to get rid of this rock, whatever that is, so I would assume I need some kind of explosive, so it might be time to make a bunch of gunpowder. But in the meantime, I can still mine it by hand. And I believe it is 3 to 1, and we need 50 wiring. So I'm just going to sit here and gather about 100. And we'll just go smelt this all down and use it for research. Also, can I cut these down? Nope. Can I beat them up? Nope. 400 reinforced plates going in. I almost said smart plates. Those are not the same thing. Are we backed up on steel production just yet? I would assume not. No, we're not. I also could just like disconnect this for a little bit just so I can build up enough steel to craft some things, which honestly, let's just do that. All right, but in the meantime, let's go do some gunpowder research. I believe that was under sulfur, black powder, and plastic, which we can't get just yet. That's smokeless powder though. Maybe we don't need that. But if we have 50 Caterium ingots, which is 150 ore, we get new shop products and quick wire. I don't know what this does, but we get it. And then we get a zip line. What? And Caterium electronics? Okay, worth it. Alright, we should have enough steel by now, after I'm just yapping for 20 minutes. You know, I feel like I'm not doing a whole lot right now, but also I'm doing a lot, you know? Alright, well that didn't take very long and also took forever. So boom and boom, there we go. Logistics Mark III. Hopefully the conveyors are pretty cheap.
Milestone reached. Improved storage containers and the conveyor belt Mark III provide the obviously necessary tools for improving your current setup. Production speed is of the essence after all. So work hard. Work as if every person you have ever or will ever love is depending solely on the choices that you make. Because they are.
Yeah, you know...
Warning. Fix-it psychologists recommend not dwelling on the crushing mental and physical strain of your responsibilities and simply continuing to be productive. Hard work has repeatedly proven to be the best cure for any kind of stress. Now back to work.
Well, you know, maybe I wouldn't have to think about it if you didn't keep yelling it at me.
Unbelievable. Okay, well anyways, I think the next one of these we'll probably end up doing is hypertubes, because you can transport yourself. That looks pretty fun, but that's expensive, so we're not doing that just yet. I have a feeling we're going to need to increase our steel production. Oh, another thing that I haven't even done yet. We need to get those advanced wiring kits, and I don't know how those are made, so let's go find out. Also, out of rotors, let's go get some more. We need 2.5 stator, which is steel pipes and copper wire, and 20 cables, aka 50 cables a minute, and that makes 1. So that's actually not too bad. The hardest part there is the stator and the steel pipes, which does mean we need more steel. That is to be expected. Now, how am I going to get more steel? Well, I'm probably just going to use the conveyor Mark IIIs and upgrade the belt. And it looks like it's steel beams. Ouch. That's expensive. To be fair, if I go over to my steel factory and I just upgrade all of the miners and all of the conveyors over there to the next tier, we won't have to worry about this at all, because then we'll be making probably double the amount of steel. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's do that first. I think that's going to be the best option, and then after that we can upgrade our power, because we will also be needing to do that. Now, obviously, these drills are probably also extremely expensive. Am I correct? Yes, that's a lot of steel. Well, that's okay. I'm just going to steal it off the conveyor like I did the last couple times. Is this optimal gameplay? No, no. But to be fair, you're probably not here for optimal gameplay anyway, so ha! Alright, well that wasn't too bad, all things considered. Let me go grab some more reinforced plates, because I have a feeling we're going to be needing a lot of Mark II conveyors. We're going to need a lot of Mark III conveyors too. Oof. Okay, we're going to need a lot more steel beams. Well, we're going to have to go steal a bunch more steel off our conveyor belt, so haha, but that's fine. You know what, let's just do all the other stuff first, and then we can go upgrade, because I feel like we might be able to get away with the conveyors that we currently have, at least on everything except for the coal. The coal's going to be rough because I know for a fact that that is the longest conveyor in this entire thing minus this one here, and I'm not going to be sending all of the steel components back to the main base. That's only going to be this line. I'm going to keep a line of 120 to send back just to make the flexible frames. I don't remember what they're called. Anyways, I'm going to keep that line the same, and we're basically just going to add 2 more of these once we've overclocked all of our miners here, because, like, this is a Mark 1. We can upgrade this to a Mark 2, and we'll just split it. And yes, I will be expanding production over here, because this is where the new steel is going to go. I'm going to do all the steel processing over here, so I don't have to run conveyors everywhere. Oh, I just got an achievement for building 5 kilometers of conveyor belts. Solid. What? I have more than 1 hotbar? Hold on. Alt scroll? Tell me I have 10 hotbars? Oh my god, I didn't even know that. Oh, that's gonna be so... I can put all the... Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to redo my entire hotbar system now. Oh, why would you make me do that? Okay, you know what? This is actually good. Okay, well, don't look, it's super ugly, but I did manage to get, like, a vertical dealio. You know I can snap these onto there, but apparently that wasn't working. But I also think it wasn't working because you have to plug in the foundry before it takes in items as input, which is really stupid if that's the case. And now I'm curious, so I'm going to go test it. The amount of times that I've rebuilt this thing, too many to count is the answer. Too many to count. Because that looks like it's intersecting, but I think that should just still work. Yep, it does. Oof. Okay, yes, I'm well aware that I've been playing for 2 hours. You tell me that again, I'm gonna lose it. Okay, and that looks a little jank. I probably should have moved it from that one. Are you happy now? Are you in a straight line? See, that's not even straight. That's crooked too. I don't care. You know what? It's fine. We've got coal coming in. It's gonna get split even half and half, which means our steel production is gonna slow down just a tad because we haven't upgraded the drills yet. But you know what? Let's actually do that right now. Miner Mark II. Boinkus. And I'm missing modular frames because I didn't bring enough. Okay, and this makes 120 a minute, which means this Mark 1 conveyor is not going to be fast enough. So let's use a Mark 2. Boink. But, hold your horses a second. We now need to split this off because I'm going to use this one to get to these two and this one over here to get to those two. All right, so in goes the iron, and hopefully there's enough space for a splitter here. That's a miracle. Okay, so there's iron upgraded. Now, of course, we have to do the coal part, which is going to be the hard part. How much do we actually need for this? 7, 19. I'm just going to assume like 200 rebar, maybe even more. Or I just stop yapping about this and instead build the factory now because we're literally right here. Let's just do it. Okay, there's 2 steel things that I know of that we're going to need. These steel beams and these steel pipes. And this is 20 per minute, so we need 30. We got a quarter of it going into steel pipes and 20 per minute on pipes. I don't mind that. That's a pretty decent number. Now, is there like a codex or something? There is. Oh, this is nice. All right, steel beam. 15 per minute in the constructor, and that takes 45. So if we have 2 constructors, that would be 90, plus the extra 30 for pipes. So we're making 30 of these per minute, which we can send some of those into here. 18. Actually, that is literally the perfect amount. I am very impressed. Okay, let's do that. And there we go. Steel pipes are done. 20 per minute is not bad at all. Next up is we need to merge together into the other 2 constructors, which we are going to have to put a little further away to make steel beams. It actually takes 60 per minute. Oh, right. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to have one of these running at half speed. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. 30 per minute. So that makes 7.5. How much do the reinforced beams take? 18 per minute. Oh, dear. We're not going to be making a whole lot. Okay, never mind. I thought it was 45. It's actually 60 per minute. Now, I guess the real question is, do we need more steel beams or do we need more encased steel beams? And I'm going to say we need more steel beams. So I think I'm going to dedicate this factory that only runs half of these just for the encased industrial beams and concrete. I wonder why that's there. Oh wait, I probably know exactly why that's there. Specifically for this. There we go, steel beams are done. And now, of course, we are going to need to run this part into the assembler. You think I can fit an assembler in here? I can? What? 2.5 encased industrial beams a minute. Honestly, that's not too bad. And we only need 15 concrete a minute, which I don't know if we'll be able to get out of this over here. Oh, this is normal. We might be able to get that. Yeah, we'll be able to get that just fine. And that makes 60 a minute, which is actually more than I think we need for a single constructor. 45 per minute. So we can actually drop the power of this down to 45 and save some power. Boom, skylift. There goes our concrete into this bad boy right here. Yeah, a little bit of clipping later, and now we have a very nice storage of all various steel components. Steel beams, encased beams, which should end up going into here, assuming this thing has been configured correctly. Nope. Plugged in. Yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Encased steel beams, and then steel pipes. Okay, boom. Steel components are now completely done. The only issue is we're currently splitting our coal right now because we need to go upgrade the miner and the conveyors. So that's what I'm going to go do next, but of course we're going to need a lot of steel beams for that. So I might just go grab some of these steel ingots that just made it into my inventory. Yeah, 85 or so. Craft those into Mark III conveyors. Upgrade this whole line to Mark III conveyors. It's going to be expensive. What are you going to do? Alright, hopefully we have enough. Yep, boom. There's the last one, and now we can do the miner. Boom. Okay, now that should be a grand total of 240 coal per minute, which is exactly on par with our 120 iron down there, so we are making a solid 240 steel per second. We are now good to go, assuming this thing will turn on. And it's only 15 megawatts, which is actually pretty good. Actually, you know what? It's 15 megawatts for 200 and... well, this is on a pure vein, so 15 megawatts for normal mining operation. I'm going to go overclock the other one to 200% and see if it's the same speed. I would assume so. Also, let's just follow along this conveyor to make sure that this is the upgraded speed throughout the entire way. Don't want any bottlenecks, you know. Yep, and I believe this is a Mark II lift. Yep, so we're good there. And I believe this iron miner has not been upgraded yet. No, it has not. I do not have any power shards on me. Mark II miner takes 15 megawatts to get double the output. If I want double the output, it's still cheaper on power to double overclock than it is to use the next tier of miner. Interesting. Well, I do not have access to a lot of these upgrades, so we'll just get more power, because power is more easily acquired than power slugs are. There we go. Steel components, steel everything has been acquired in very nice quantities, and I'm just going to take some for the road because, you know, why not, right? Alright, well, there we have it. Steel has been upgraded. Okay, I believe the next order of business is probably going to be upgrade our power, because I guarantee you it's not doing so great right now. Actually, let's just check on one of these power lines over here. 500. Yep, we are eating into our biomass, so we need to go upgrade that. We do have the extra water pipe over there. We do have a way to upgrade our miners. We do have the next tier of conveyors, so it should be pretty easy breezy to get 6 more, maybe even 8 more, maybe even 10 more coal turbines going. But I think that will have to wait for next episode. We did not end up making the advanced wiring kits, which is a little unfortunate. I forgot how to build those again. Automated wiring, yep, we need stator. I don't know how to make those either. Ah, okay, so that's actually not too bad. 3 steel pipes and a bunch of wire, and then we just need about 100 stators, which is 300 pipes, 800 wires, and some cable. Now, I know we're going to be needing more of those in the future, but since steel's over there and copper's over here, I'll probably just end up making the 100 we need with a couple of manually placed down constructors over here to deal with that. But that we'll have to wait for next episode. Hopefully next episode we will have fixed our power problem so we can expand our machines even more. Goodbye.